Come unwrap some holiday magic this season in Denver, where the lights are brighter and the shopping is grander, where the season feels a whole lot more wonderful. Discover great hotels and more things to do at milehighholidays.com.
Unwrap incredible Nikon deals at Rockbrook Camera. Save $400 on the versatile Nikon Z6 II full-frame camera. The Nikon Z6 II features 4K Ultra HD video and 24-megapixel sensor, perfect for high-quality images. Getting closer to your subject with Nikon Z lenses. On sale this week for up to $300 off. The best Nikon holiday camera deals and the local camera experts are at Rockbrook Camera. 1 block south of 168th and West Center in Omaha, 70th and Pioneers in Lincoln, and online at rockbrookcamera.com.
Hi, this is Lori Johnson with Hancock Whitney Bank, and you're listening to Local Leaders, the podcast. Visit localleadersthepodcast.com for previous episodes or for information on appearing on the show.
Hey everyone, it's Jim Chapman with Local Leaders, the podcast, and I want to make you aware of a fantastic deal they have going on right now at Fit Body Boot Camp in Denham Springs, Louisiana. If you go to the link getfitdenhamsprings.com/local leaders, you can get $30 off of the regular price of $129 for 30 days of classes. Go to the link, click it, sign up. 30-day classes for only $99 through that link. It's a special deal offered to all of our listeners at Local Leaders, the podcast. Hey everyone, and welcome back to another edition of Local Leaders, the podcast. And sitting across from me is Miss Donna Jennings. How are you, ma'am?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. Happy to have you on today. And I was telling you before this show that you filled out one of the best questionnaires I've ever seen, just relative to the size of it and you're very clear. You can tell you're a grant writer.
It's concise and concise.
Yes, made my job a lot easier. So I appreciate you for that. Now, to say you wear a ton of hats would really be an understatement in your professional life. In addition to your work as a grant writer for the city of Denham Springs, you're also director of Main Street and Old City Hall. You're the cultural district manager, the certified local government director, and the farmers market director. A lot of hats there.
Yes.
So I want to jump right in and kind of discuss all these roles and how they play a part in the community, let you cover what each job entails. So I guess let's start with the city of Denham Springs, where you're a grant writer.
Okay.
You've been there a little while now, right? About 18 years?
18 years.
18 lovely, wonderful years.
You know what? Do you know what a joy it is? Because at my age, I can promise you it's hard to get up and be at work at 7 o'clock. But I love it.
Yeah.
It's 18 years. I still love it.
It's just life to you at this point, right?
It is.
Yeah. And you do grants and grants are critical. They're very critical to funding, especially for parishes and difficult, probably, I would imagine, to seed through all that process and get those things done. So one of the questions that stood out to me, because I would imagine this process really was difficult after the flood of 2016. Was it tough to get? I mean, did it double your workload as far as seeking those grants?
Well, think about this. You're a grant writer with no computer, no pencil, no office. Everything flooded and was gone.
Oh. All
your contacts are gone. All your grant information's gone. And you have to sit there and literally rebuild everything. Mississippi Main Street came in and literally they brought me a laptop. They brought me a computer. They brought me a printer. They brought me paper and pencils. So that was a difficult time of recovering after the flood.
What an adjustment, to go from, I guess, technology and all of the great things about technology to, basically here's some pencils here.
Yeah.
here's the basics of what you need, but you made it work. And one of the things I'm most proud of since 2016 is the way the city of Denham Springs has come back. There was a point a month after that flood, people were thinking this city's dead. Yeah. I mean, it's just every business is gone. They're not going to come back. I wasn't one of those people. I believed and felt in my heart that this was just another challenge we would get through. But, it was tough. It was tough I would imagine, especially from the city's standpoint where you were in the thick of things, right?
Right. And, the good thing about after the flood, what happened is we have a very progressive, energetic mayor.
Yes.
And he took reins and he set things up and he set up department heads and everything would just feed down to where it needed to feed through.
Yeah.
Day, night, whatever, the man worked 24/7. And that's why Denham came back so successfully.
I agree 100%. And I say it all the time. If you had 10 mayors, there was one of those that could have pulled that off the way that was done. And I feel blessed every day that Mayor Landry was in that position because I think he was the right man for that position.
Right.
And in that time, and look, first time mayor at that point, not in office very long. A lot of people would have been like, okay, here's the key. I didn't sign up for this.
Well, you look at the community was 90-something% flooded.
Yes.
So he literally walked in the door, jumped in a boat, and was saving people throughout the city of Denham Springs.
Yes.
And he's not stopped since.
Right. Right. Amazing story. And for those that may be interested, he also spoke in front of Congress. It was one of the most emotional speeches for me because, I lived it just like all of us. And I thought he did an amazing job at that speech. So go check that out on YouTube. You can just Google Livingston Parish Flood, Gerard Landry, and it should pull it up. So great job by him and you and all of you. I mean, any good mayor, and he would be the first to say it. It's the support staff underneath you that really gets you through these things. You're steering the ship, but they're all the ones underneath you that are making it happen. Right. And so all of you deserve. I don't know if it's a round of applause or whatever, but you deserve some kudos for where we've come since that time. And you're in an interesting position because you don't just write grants, right? You do all kinds of things. And another thing you are in charge of is you are the director of Main Street, beautiful Main Street. One of my favorite parts of this city is that antique district and everything that's around it. As a matter of fact, if I had to pick a favorite landmark, mine is the train station.
Oh, that's awesome.
Love the train station. Brings me back to a time, right? And so it's a wonderful part of Denham Springs. It's a gym that no matter what kind of mood I'm in personally, I can always go shopping in the antique district.
Go sit.
Yes, and see friends of mine and say hello that own businesses in that district. So let's talk about that for a second. How long have you been the director there?
Probably 17 and a half years.
So not long after you became the grant writer. I was the
grant writer, and then the mayor came in and said, hey, would you want to be the Main Street director? And I'm like, well, tell me what to do. And he told me, he said, you go to Lionel Cable and you go to Florence Crowder, and that's your starting point. You've got a board set. There was a Denham Springs Main Street board, so I always say they trained me.
Yeah.
We had the Louisiana Main Street, which is Ray Scriber, that is an amazing man. And any questions I had at all from day one, all I had to do was email or call him.
Yes.
I had some great leaders.
Yes.
That brought me to the point of being there for 17 and a half years now.
Phenomenal. And you've seen probably a lot of change within that. And speaking of, the flood, I have pictures out there that Mayor Gerard Landry graciously let me use for a series I'm doing on the flood. But one of them is middle of the antique district, and just treasures stacked up 10 feet high from flooding, right?
It was amazing.
Wow. And how they have come back during that time. And that was under, you were under your leadership, I guess you could say, that comeback happened as well. And of course, all of those businesses, deserve credit as well for really coming back and not leaving us, right?
Right.
Hey, y'all. After Hurricane Ida, I called one company to look at my patio cover, and that was Dreamscape Construction. Dreamscape Construction makes home improvements easy so you can spend less time stressing and more time enjoying your outdoor space. Avoid the mistakes of hiring inexperienced and uninsured contractors to work on your home. Dreamscape Construction stands by all products and installation, and upon completion, every job is personally inspected by the owner, and I like that. Dreamscape Construction's cleanup guarantee means no scrap or mess will be left behind. That includes any removal of existing structures to be repaired. All material remnants will be hauled away upon completion at no expense to the homeowner. Gutters on your home help prevent land erosion and foundation issues. Insulated patio covers can even reduce patio heat by more than 20 degrees, and screen enclosures can help keep your unwanted pest out of your relaxation areas. Dreamscape Construction specializes in 6-inch seamless gutters, insulated patio covers, and screen enclosures. They are licensed and insured with 20 years of gutter and patio installation experience. Call 225-445-2744 or visit them on the web at dreamscapebr.com. That's DREAMSCAPEBR.com to schedule a free quote today. Dreamscape Construction, a proud sponsor of Local Leaders.
This was the good thing. I immediately, when you could even get phone service, first thing I did was call Louisiana Main Street.
Yeah.
They brought a group of people down there. We had volunteers from other communities that would come in and clean, and this is what I had to tell them when they started offering. We have no water, we have no food, we have no electricity, and it's hot. And let me tell you something. They packed their lunch boxes. They came prepared to work. They gutted buildings. They cleaned buildings. They did everything. A lot of people don't know, but the Denham Springs Merchants Association is the majority of the merchants in the village. They work as a whole on everything. So if one of them shop was at a standstill because they just couldn't go any farther right then, they'd go across the street, down the street, to somebody else that might need help. So it was just everybody working together, and that's it. It's not a one person. It's a all of us. Let's get on the same track. Let's move. Let's go.
Yeah, and it really takes a team, right?
It does.
And so great job there. Now I want to back up a little bit and talk about grant funding again, and just bring up some of the projects that you've been able to find some money for, and that we have. And one of those is the DOTD Brick Sidewalk Project.
Yes.
Tell me about that.
That was my favorite.
Yeah.
It was so good when it was accepted. Believe it or not, it took about 4 years for the funding to finally come through, because it's depending on where they're at with what project and how much money they have for the year.
Yes.
So the best I can tell you that there's 3 foot of sand down. There's piping down there already, PVC piping for electrical, for when, not if, for when we get those big lights, fancy lights up in there.
Yes.
I mean, we're ready to go. I walked that with the contractor every 2 weeks to make sure that everything was going right with it. The merchants would call me on the weekend. Me and my husband would load up a 4x8 piece of plywood, bring it to their shop because they couldn't get in their door.
Yeah.
So it was a lot of off-duty time too.
Sure.
But it sure is pretty.
I love it. And it's important to note that people, when they think of grants, it's not always free money. And what I mean by that is a match usually has to take place, right? So, yeah, which a match is still a match, and it's better. 50% is better than 100%, of course. But if you have a $10 million grant, that would mean in a lot of cases your city is expected to come up with $5 million of that, for example.
Right.
And that's it's easy for people to say, well, why not just get a grant and it'll pay for it? Well, you've got to have the money to make the match. And so just wanted to put that out there. Also, the Animal Shelter Restoration Project. Mm-hmm. So Mayor Landry actually brought me by that, where the animal shelter is here in Denham Springs. Tell me about that.
It's one of the best projects we have. Back in the day, people don't even want to know, like way before the present mayor or even the one before then, what used to happen at the animal shelter. It was basically a tin shed. It wasn't heated. It had a drain in the middle for them to wash the pens down with. And it was a really sad, it just, and I worked at the newspaper. So no matter what,
I did not know that.
I would go and take pictures of the animals and put them on there because guess what? If I didn't, it was a kill shelter back then.
Oh, wow.
So, I would go back the next week to take more pictures because nobody else really wanted to do it. It was my passion and my give back.
Yes.
When somebody was gone, I didn't ask.
Yeah.
But now it's going to be an incredible facility. The animals are happy. I don't know if anybody's ever noticed, like if you follow the Denham Springs Animal Shelter page, you'll notice that if it's going to be really cold like it was a week or two ago, they'll ask for people to come in and foster them and bring them home for a night.
Yeah.
I mean, when you have an amazing leader, which Rachel is, you have everything.
100%. 100%. And a beautiful project. Just from a humanitarian standpoint, but also a needed project here for a long time, as you just mentioned. Things have gotten a lot better there for sure. Now, I do want to also bring up that you are the director of City Hall.
Yes.
One of my second favorite landmarks. That was my second favorite landmark in Denham Springs. Love City Hall, and it's funny. Me and my wife went to Christmas in the Village, which we'll talk about in just a minute, but we went there, and my wife has born and raised here, went to high school here, everything, never left Denham Springs, right? Never been inside City Hall.
Right.
I said, what?
It's amazing the people that didn't even know it was there.
Yeah.
And, we got kind of found when they reopened City Hall as the bathrooms in the Village.
Yeah.
And then people would come in and they'd be like, wow. They go take their senior pictures in front of the jail cell or in the jail cell.
Yes, I have
you know
a
what I'm
picture in
saying?
there.
It's amazing. So do I.
I'll tell you, and it's funny because that's one of the things I said, they got a jail cell down there. And one thing good with Leadership Livingston, which is a program put on by the Livingston Parish Chamber of Commerce, is they go to the old City Hall and we go down in the jail cells and take pictures and all that sort of thing. And they have the old bank vault, I believe it is.
In the basement.
In the basement. And so all of that, I wouldn't have known, existed unless I actually went in there. And one of my favorite places, just beautiful, the most beautiful building in Denham Springs to me.
Well, that makes me feel good.
Yeah,
because it's
love
probably my favorite in the parish.
Yes.
Just because it's ours, and just because if you'd have seen it in the 70s and 80s as they would have their Halloween things there, and it's just unbelievable the people that got together, which Denham Springs Main Street was one, tourism was one. They got capital outlay money to put that building back together to where it is now.
Yeah, thank God. Thank God. We want to preserve those old buildings. And speaking of which, and this is kind of new breaking news, y'all, but the old hotel in the Antique District actually has a pending sale on it now.
That's
Did you not know
I
that?
did not know that. I'd heard. Well,
Breaking
I
news.
heard of one, but it was a while back. Maybe this is the same one. But you made my day.
You are also the certified local government director. When I read that, my first thought was, what do they do?
What is it?
Yeah, what is it? What does a certified local government director do?
Certified local government is an honor. We're very honored to have it. And of course, it is just like the rest of the designations. It takes a lot of work. You do an annual report, you do meetings and all that. A lot of people don't know that we're on the National Register of Historic Places.
Yes.
The way we did the entire village, which is very rare, but the way we did that was through a certified local government grant.
Got you. And not to be outdone, you are also the farmers market director. And I see that farmers market. I drive by it, often. Tell me about, how is the farmers market doing? First of all,
We need help.
You need help.
We need help.
People come to the farmers market.
People go,
visit
please come and purchase your fresh produce, unbelievable breads, your plants, everything from them. We need vendors.
Yes.
And we need more people to come to where we can grow it. I didn't think it was going to be that difficult, but say if I have 5 or 6 contacts during the week that says, I'm going to be there Saturday. Saturday come up and it's the same True Blue.
Right.
We need vendors.
Yes.
And we need shoppers because we want the people that are there. I mean, do you really want to go out to Holden or one of those other areas to go to a farm? Or do you just want to sit there and go up the row of vegetables? My family only eats fresh vegetables during the week. Weekends are like, they're ready. They know mama's coming back with something different and we're going to have something really good.
Mm-hmm. Very good. So let me ask you, if someone out there is listening and they're like, I want to be a vendor, how would they go about that process? Would they contact you?
Mm-hmm. They can email me at grants@cityofdenhamsprings.com.
And you will give them all the pertinent information.
I sure will.
Primarily, it is farmers markets kind of vary. Some of them have vegetables and they also have chalk paint and things like that. Is this primarily a food and vegetable type farmers market?
That's where we're having to do a little bit transitioning because our goal was to have fresh vegetables, fresh fruits, just anything a normal farm to table would have.
Right.
Well, what's happening is we're not getting enough vendors in. So we are opening a few spots for additional people. So anybody, all they have to do to find out the rules and regulations is email me at grants@cityofdenhamsprings.com.
Gotcha. So there you go, folks. Reach out, and those of you that are listening, maybe you don't want to be a vendor, but you buy tomatoes and you buy bell peppers and you buy all these things. Hey, go by and check out these folks at the farmers market, and tell me the hours of the farmers market.
It's 8 to noon. It's in the City of Denham Springs parking lot, which is on the corner of Hummel and Railroad Avenue.
And it's what days?
I'm sorry. Saturdays.
That's all right. So don't show up tomorrow.
Don't show up tomorrow. We'll all be at work.
Yeah. So Saturdays, go see them out there and get your fresh vegetables and make it a habit. And that'll be something that really succeeds. Hey, y'all, there is nothing worse than paying more for your mortgage than you have to. When I needed a mortgage loan, I called the local mortgage experts at HomeKey Mortgage. Not only did I receive the best interest rate possible, but the service was impeccable, making the entire process quick and easy. Already have a mortgage? No problem. The experts at HomeKey Mortgage offer refinance options to fit any budget. Located in both Hammond and Denham Springs, HomeKey Mortgage is convenient to my area and local, and I love that. For more information, visit them on the web at homekeymtg.com. That's HOMEKEYMTG.com. Now let's cover what you do with your cultural side of things. You are the cultural district manager, and what does that entail? Is that the arts side of things?
It's basically the arts.
Yep.
And it enables our artists, if they would like to, as long as it's a original piece of art, they can get discounts on credits on different things and all. So it helps them. It also helps because, of course, any designation we have drives people from outside into the village.
100%.
So, they have their own website. They have their own Facebook page. So it's a lot of cross promotion going on.
Very good. Very good. So, and they have a lot of interesting arts in that area to begin with. It's in the culture side of things.
I don't know if people know this, but like the village, actually, we have a stained glass place called MLU's. We have the Arts Council. You can take arts classes, and you can go to Brush Fire and take either pottery, painting. You can have a party, or you can go individually. So that's something we really like to push in the district. It's not just about shopping. Go eat lunch, relax. Take a class, call MLU's, tell her, hey, I'm over 18. I'd like to take a stained glass class.
Yes. 100%. And there's a lot of offerings there you mentioned Brush Fire,
Right.
something it's not on the main drag. It's on the little side street. And I can't remember the name of the street, but Maddie, thank you. It's right there on Maddie Street, and they've got a great establishment there that's fun. And you can do parties there and all kinds of things. Drink wine, I believe. And
well, I had my granddaughter's party there a couple of weeks ago, but we didn't drink wine.
No wine. No wine for her party. I got you. So go check those things out for sure. You bring up a good point there. So I do want to ask you some questions just related to Main Street. And first one I'll ask you is what is your most successful event at Main Street? Is it the festivals?
Definitely Spring Fest and Fall Fest and Christmas in the Village.
Yes.
It's hard. I mean, we have other events, but those events are unreal.
Yes. And so I mentioned earlier that the train station is kind of like my favorite landmark there. What would yours be if you had to pick one? And I know that puts you on the spot and you don't want to make them.
I love the whole village. It'd be hard to pick one spot. But let me tell you something about train stations, since you brought it up a couple times.
All right.
We would love to do something like Live After 5 or entertainment that would be free to the public. We just need somebody interested, and I am working with one person in particular to come in and do like something in the spring and something in the fall. So if anybody out there is interested in doing something like that, some type of program with music on Saturdays or Friday nights, whenever, they can contact me at the same address, grants@cityofdenhamsprings.com.
There you go. So go check. And I think that's a great idea, by the way. And let's talk about those two festivals that you mentioned just a second ago, Spring and Fall Fest. Look, I go every year. Wow, how successful the last two events have been. I mean, packed full of people. Fall Fest was on fire. And Spring Fest before that was on fire. I think people were ready to get back out again. And, COVID, we haven't talked a whole lot about that, but that kind of threw a monkey wrench in a lot of things for a little while. But we as a community, we accepted what we had to accept, and then we innovated. And we came up with other ways to do business, right?
Right.
Because human beings as a species are just survivors. And so that's what we do.
A lot of people don't know that with the Denham Springs Merchants Association, that is two of their biggest fundraisers for the year. Mm-hmm. And all that money goes into a pot. The pot is used for advertising and things that the entire village needs. And a lot of people don't realize that.
Right.
When you are landlocked at 166 booths, you have a very successful event.
Yes, 100%. And so I want to ask you, because I've had people ask me, and I'm like, I don't know, you need to call Miss Donna Jennings. But I want to ask you, if someone is interested in getting a booth, and I know these book up
fast.
So if you're looking to do something for Fall Fest, you probably, I don't know, how soon should you book for the next one? Right when the first one ends? You go and book
this is the best information I can give out because everybody asks me that.
Yeah.
You go to www.dsantiquevillage.com. Probably, so Springfest is April the 30th. Within 8 weeks after that, that application is going to be online.
Yes.
Probably within a month, the booths are gone.
Wow.
It is amazing.
Yeah.
And we have organizers, Al and Kim By, that do that.
Yeah.
And basically take the whole load upon themselves to do it.
Yeah. And that speaks to the success of it because I don't know the percentage, but I would probably say you have a really high percentage of people who are re-getting booths for each fest, which means it's working for them. They're making money. They want to, we definitely need to do that again, that kind of thing. So
and the good thing about that also is that the stores run special sales. Some of them might have refreshments. Some of them might do this, and that. So when you go to Springfest, make sure you go inside and shop and support the stores that are there.
Yes.
Every day.
100%.
Woodhouse Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is bringing you more this holiday season, finishing the year with big savings on the entire model lineup during the Wrap Up the Year sales event. Save up to $13,000 off MSRP on a 2024 Ram 1500 Crew Cab Laramie 4x4 for qualified buyers. Explore all our year-end lease and finance deals at WoodhouseCDJRBellevue.com or WoodhouseChryslerJeepDodge.com. This is Woodhouse. With approved credit, tax title license extra. When financed with Chrysler Capital. $299 doc fee due at signing. Stock number BC240134. Offer expires 12/31/2023. See dealer for details.
Hello, it is Ryan, and we could all use an extra bright spot in our day, couldn't we? Just to make up for things like sitting in traffic, doing the dishes, counting your steps, all the mundane stuff. That is why I'm such a big fan of Chumba Casino. Chumba Casino has all your favorite social casino-style games that you can play for free anytime, anywhere with daily bonuses. That should brighten your day a little. Actually, a lot. So sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com. That's ChumbaCasino.com.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 18+.
Fit blends of Denham Springs can help you with everything from meal prep to supplements. I love it that they serve breakfast all day in addition to the best ultra healthy wraps you can really get anywhere in Livingston Parish. They are home of the $5 Smoothie Friday and are an amazing sponsor of Local Leaders, the podcast. Fit Blends Denham Springs, fast, fit food for you. And that kind of brings me into the other large event you have, which is Christmas in the Village. My favorite event, love Christmas in the Village. And it's in your questionnaire, you have mentioned that some of the biggest compliments you have regarding Christmas in the Village are things like, it's like being in a Hallmark movie, right? And wow, what a compliment. And I 100% agree. That's what it reminds me of. The nice thing about Christmas in the Village, especially the is it the wine tasting night or what are they?
Chef's Evening.
Thank you. Yes. Went to that this past year. That was my first time doing that. Yes. And I'll never not go now because
get your tickets early.
Oh yes. It was lovely. But I'll tell you what I like most about it. It took place at night, kind of like a atmosphere at night in the Village. It was cold, which is, you want it to be seasonable.
Right.
And so it was seasonal, and it really reminded me of being in a Hallmark movie. But what I most enjoyed was it put me into shops that I never would have necessarily went in before. Not because anything's wrong with the shop, just it may be a dress shop and I don't wear a dress. And unless my wife's with me, I'm not going to go in a dress shop. But aside from all of that, it brought me in those places and allowed me to meet the merchants that are there and kind of get on a first name basis with them, I guess you could say. And I really enjoyed it. I went in one shop and they had all kinds of things. And I'm like, I never knew y'all had this. I never, y'all got candy? Who knew?
Oh, let me just tell you something. I'm a little older than you.
Barely.
Some of the candy they have is back from when I was a kid.
Yeah.
You don't find this candy. You don't buy it anywhere at all. And to go back to Chef's Evening, that is actually a fundraiser Denham Springs Main Street has done for over 20 years.
Yes.
So when you buy your tickets, you're supporting, if you notice the beautiful benches down there, if you notice the garbage cans and all that, that's what you're supporting when you buy those tickets.
Right.
A lot of people don't know that either.
Yes. So you're getting the advantage of all those neat things. Look, some of the best food you'll ever eat, obviously. I mean, South Louisiana in general, we're known for our food, right? Well, you're going to get a lot of these local chefs right here in Livingston Parish. They're going to be there. And, you know, Big Mike's there slinging. I can't remember what he had that night, but it was good.
It's all good.
Yeah. So
you know, and even the desserts and the things some people don't realize is a lot of these restaurants cater.
Yes.
So you can call and get a pan of whatever you really liked at Chef's Evening and feed your family. Or, you know, around that time you'd be getting ready for Christmas. Hey, I don't feel like cooking. No big deal. I'm going to call Big Mike's, or I'm going to call Toller, or I'm going to call whoever, Jaeger's.
Yes.
And I don't want to, I'm leaving people out. There's lots more than that.
Oh, 100%.
But, you know, call them, support them. You like their food. And guess what? You don't have to cook that night.
That's right. Beautiful event there. But like Miss Donna said, get your tickets early for that event, because it's another successful event that y'all put out that just sells out really fast. Good problem to have for sure. Now, I do want to mention that you also get involved in your community and you give back and do those sorts of things. It's a high priority in your life. In addition to your work with several nonprofits, you also assist with social media promotion for small businesses. You do it for animal shelters as well as, you know, community events, and you'll promote those on social media. Now, you and I both share a similar belief, and that is look to your community first when you're spending money. It benefits not only the business, but it also benefits the tax infrastructure that we have, right? It's an old adage, keep your money in your community, but it's not just an adage. It's so important because those tax dollars just come right back around. Right. I've always believed that. And so keep that money in your community when possible. How beneficial would you say social media has been in the promotion just as a whole with small businesses? Has it been really something, for me, I think it's been something that evens the playing field a little bit with large, giant corporations that have millions.
Multi-million
dollars. They got budgets that are $10 million. Well, if you do social media right, you can even that playing field a little bit, at least on Facebook, for example.
Right.
You agree with that?
I believe that we get an unbelievable response from social media. No ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Yes.
I mean, and I know it's all about the algorithms, which I've tried to get people to teach me, and even the people that know say, I don't know.
Yeah. But, even the people that write the algorithms,
I mean, they have
changes.
No idea.
Daily.
It changes all the time.
Yeah.
But that we get an unbelievable response to social media.
Yeah. I think it's a huge thing. If you own a business of any sort, of any type, anywhere, and you're not taking advantage of social media for promoting your business, you might want to look into it. You may be missing a boat.
And the good thing is, always remember, when you see a post you really like about a business, share it with your friends. Ask your 100%. Friends to share it, because you're only boosting the sales at that store, which is going to keep them in business.
Correct. And you're bumping it up that feed. And look, Facebook likes interaction. And if you see a post and you like it, but you don't share it, what happens is eventually Facebook doesn't think it's worth showing up their feed. So a lot of people don't realize if you have a friend and they post something, only 40% of their friends are going to see that. The more interaction, the more shares, the more friends are going to see that. So that's why you have people on your Facebook page and you think they never post. Well, they might be posted, but you just don't interact with them. So what happens is Facebook thinks, she's not interested in seeing her post or whatever. So little tip there for you. Always share those posts because it just multiplies over and over again. Yeah. So very good. Now, I do want to say, and you mentioned this a little bit earlier, but you're currently the Livingston Parish Tourism Chairman.
I am actually, as far as last month, the past chair.
Past chair, yes. Okay, but have been a chairman.
I was a chair for 2 years,
and that's a big deal. To me, just something that is definitely needed is our Livingston Parish tourism people. Let's discuss some of the events that make LP kind of a destination place for tourism. I think of the microbrewery right off the bat.
Right.
And we kind of discussed that earlier. But Le Chien, for those of you that or may not be familiar with it, is a microbrewery right here in Denham Springs. It's right across from City Hall is Le Chien. And so tell us a little bit about those folks.
Let me tell you something. Those three guys came in here and immediately opened their door to the village. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. They worked hard. Unfortunately, they opened about the time, and I'm not exact sure on dates. The pandemic hit.
Yeah, it was close, real close to that.
We need to support Le Chien like they support the city and they support the village. Because like this Saturday, I don't know about y'all, but I love sloths.
Yeah.
They have Barn Hill Preserves coming in this Saturday at 2:00. And you can actually hands-on interaction with the animals that they're bringing. I don't know what, there's one thing that's a little ball of shells and you can see it up in there. I'm playing with that this weekend. I don't know what it is. Unless he bites me, I'm planning on playing with him. Also, on Saturdays, when you go and they have Barn Hill Preserves there, guess what you can get? You can get bowl crawfish, potatoes, corn. You don't have to cook it. And when I can tell you from experience, it's delicious.
Yeah.
I bring my 3 granddaughters there all the time. It's open door. You can bring your pets in there. It's all about family with those guys.
It really is, and a fantastic atmosphere just to begin with. Just after work, if you had a hard day, or maybe you hadn't had a hard day, you just want to go relax somewhere. That's a great place to do it. You've got a view of the beautiful Antique District right there in front of you, and just great people, as you mentioned. But where they relate to tourism, and one thing I really wanted to hammer down to people is microbreweries are a big deal. Like, they have people that go all over the country and all they want to do is tour microbreweries. So it becomes a destination spot. So guess what? These people come in here and they have a few beers or whatever, and then they decide they want to spend money somewhere. And so that microbrewery even existing in Denham Springs and in Livingston Parish is a huge thing all around, because it's bringing people in that may not come in for any other reason. Maybe they were passing through and believe it or not, these people got like trackers on their phone that tell them where every microbrewery is in the world. Right. And they love doing that. So great addition to this, not only this parish, but this city that did not exist, 5 years ago. And it's pretty awesome.
And it's very rare to have one in Louisiana.
100%.
So we're very lucky to have them there. And not only to have them there, for them to come in with the attitude of, we need help. We're going to help you. And I can promise you it's tenfold going in their direction of what they're doing compared to what we can do for them.
Yes.
But they're part of us now. I keep saying them and us. They're part of the Denham Springs Antique Village, the Merchants Association.
Definitely. And great people over there. And here's a little interesting trivia for you. One of only 2 basements in the city of Denham Springs. The other one, I bet Miss Donna can tell us where it's at.
I thought we were the only one with Old City Hall.
Old City Hall is one, and they're the other. That basement where they put the...
I've toured that, and you can tour it. That's cool.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really is. And the interesting thing, people used to be an oil change place many years ago. And so there's a basement under there that they used to go under to change the oil. And they have completely remodeled this thing. It's like walking in a spaceship when you go down there. And they love to show people just a beautiful building, a great spot for it. And so go see those folks. I highly encourage
And
that.
the good thing on the other side, on the Range Avenue side, you got Pied-Eyed that hangs out there and sells. If you ever want a pie like your grandma made, you go there.
That's right.
And that's for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Yep.
You drive in, they smile at you, they get you what you need, and you drive on out. It doesn't take 5 minutes.
Doesn't take 5 minutes. I've done it several times. And the young lady that's out there every morning gets a wave and a honk from me every time I see her. she is awesome. So check out check out the Pied-Eyed truck, and big blue truck right there parked. It's parked right in front of it in the morning time. And like Miss Donna said, you're in and out 5 minutes or less. I mean, you're not even waiting. BJ Pawn and Gun in Denham Springs wants to buy your unwanted gold jewelry, gold coins, and gold bullion. With 30 years of experience operating in the Livingston Parish area, BJ Pawn wants to be your source when selling your gold. So stop by BJ Pawn today for a no-obligation offer. BJ Pawn, a proud sponsor of Local Leaders, the podcast. So very good. Now, some other destination spots in Livingston Parish, and I think of the LIGO building, obviously is a big one. Bass Pro Shop,
right?
Of course, and hey, that bond's paid off now. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. The Antique Village obviously goes without saying. To me, one of the biggest gyms and destination spots in the entire parish by far. And Spring and Fall Fest, which we just talked about, another destination spot for people to come to and spend money in this area that may not be from this area. So,
well, you're supporting your neighbor.
Yes.
You know, seriously, you're supporting your neighbor when you come and you shop in the city of Denham Springs. You know, one thing I didn't mention for Christmas in the Village, if I can kind of put this in
absolutely
there, is that we're always looking, if you have a community organization, a business, and you would like to serve cookies at one of our events, or hot chocolate or water or anything, grants@cityofdenhamsprings.com.
There you go. You're going to have so many emails when we get, you're going to be like, oh my gosh. All right. So we do want to mention also that you are a past chairman of Keep Livingston Beautiful. Mm-hmm. Wow, that is an organization that is needed. One thing that we've had here in Livingston Parish, sadly, is a litter problem for a long time, right? I want to get your opinion on this as someone who's kind of been at the forefront of that. How can we as individual citizens help curb that problem?
It's real easy. You take ownership, and not only your property, you take ownership in others as well.
Yes.
You know, if you're going in the store, if you see that cup or whatever on the floor, you know, take a tissue, pick it up, put it in the garbage can. We can all take responsibility that way. It's not a call in saying, well, my ditch is dirty, you need to come clean it. It's please keep your own ditch clean.
Yes.
Another thing a lot of people don't know is our own sheriff's office through the warden's office has got a program where they'll come out. If you call them, they'll pick up state roads.
Yeah.
They're amazing. With their trailers, Keep Livingston Beautiful and Livingston Parish Government, and there was one other entity. We actually purchased the trailers for them when they started their program.
Yeah. Very good. Very good. I did not know that. Yeah. So good information there, but yes, let's keep it beautiful and pick up. Look, if you see something, even if you didn't throw it on the ground, maybe pick it up and toss it.
That'd be wonderful.
Yeah,
that's all it would take.
That.
If everybody got one piece a day or one piece every once in a while, guess what? The litter wouldn't be there.
That's right. That's right. So thank you for your service on that, with that board in particular, because that's definitely needed. Now, you also serve on the board for a company called Pet Aid, or an organization called Pet Aid. Tell me about Pet Aid.
Pet Aid is awesome. This is Maurice Durbin is the founder of it.
Okay.
And for people that as long as they have the funding for it, if you need your animal spayed or neutered and you need help with it, you can call Pet Aid. You can get a voucher, and even if you need the dog to drop them off at the animal shelter, they will bring them over to the veterinarian and get them fixed for you.
Wow.
For a slight fee.
Wow. That's okay.
As long as there's funding,
huge.
That's
well, what a great deal that is.
You think litter and litter goes together.
Mm-hmm.
7 years, one cat can have 100 and something thousand offspring. Is that not amazing?
Wow. It's mind-boggling.
Yes.
Yeah. So think about that, folks, and thank you for your service, obviously, on that board. Now, I want to read something from you, and that is your why statement. When in our questionnaire we sent out, I asked you to provide one, and yours was awesome. So I'm just going to read it verbatim because I didn't want to mess it up. You stated, why not extend a hand to each other to ensure we are all successful? A woman can empower another woman just by supporting her goals, walking by her side to ensure her success, lending both moral and emotional support and training them to walk, not in your shoes, but by your side.
That's right.
That's
I
right.
firmly believe that.
You can't say it any better.
Firmly believe that.
Yeah.
Because if as a whole, if we support each other, you see so much competition. I came from outside sales, talking about competition.
Yeah, I know.
But you can learn to carve it, and you can work together.
Yes.
You know, and we have to help each other. We have to support each other, and we have to help each other achieve our goals.
Yeah, 100%. And, you know, I've had several women on here over the years that we've been doing this specific recognition award. And, you know, Miss Donna, it wasn't too long ago women couldn't vote. Wrap your mind around that. And young kids these days, they don't know what that's like. They don't understand that there was a time where women's opinion didn't even matter enough to vote in the minds of society. And it's absolutely disgusting to me. I can't imagine that. And that was before my time, thank God. But, you know, really, they've come a long way since in a relatively short period of time, but still a long way to go. A stat I heard the other day, I think it was 66 women in leadership positions compared to 100 men. So a little more than half as far as that's concerned. I would like to see that 100 to 100,
Me
right?
too. Me too, because under that man is probably, and I'm not being ugly or whatever you call it. Under that man, he's probably got 10 women telling him, you really need to do this, or have you thought about doing it that way?
Yeah.
You know, and I firmly believe that we need 100%.
I
we need
believe
100%.
it as well.
Some of these young ladies that I see growing up, they're going to make it.
Yes.
They're going to do it.
Very good. I love it.
And can I go back to
Yes.
something else? When you're talking about elections, we've got Voices and Votes at Denham Springs Main Street. Will be hosting a Smithsonian exhibit from September to October. I don't have the exact dates with me. Everybody needs to go and look at it, because it is a Smithsonian exhibit.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so will you be posting that online at some point?
Of course.
Okay, good deal. And get that to me, and I will promote it through my media as
Wonderful.
well.
Okay.
And we'll do some teamwork on that, because any of those are fantastic programs. Sandra Richard has been in the business of selling homes for over 20 years. This award-winning realtor brings the perfect blend of professionalism, integrity, and client satisfaction to every buying and selling transaction. A passion for both her clients and her community makes Sandra the perfect choice when buying or selling your home. So if you're in need, call the Cajun Lady, Sandra Richard, at 225-955-5484, or visit her on the web at sandrasellshouses.com. Sandra Richard, a proud sponsor of Local Leaders Podcast. Now, one thing we do here on Local Leaders Podcast is we do fun facts. It's just kind of a way to get people to know you outside of everything we talked about, and your amazing, your amazing life, not only in community, but in what you do for the city and all those sorts of things. It's just, it's a really neat thing. And I was honored to have you on today, to be honest. So we'll cover these fun facts. If you purchased a yacht, what would you name it? And you said, paid for by me.
Exactly.
Love it. Love it. I think that's the perfect name. And here's a good one. Dream job when you were 12. You were either going to be a veterinarian or a worker at McDonald's.
At McDonald's. It was dependent on the week of what I was going to do.
Yes. I think I wanted to be a worker at McDonald's at one point too. I was like, man, free fries, I'm in.
That was me.
You don't even have to pay me.
Exactly.
If you could have any superpower, what would it be? The power to heal a broken heart. How sweet that speaks to your sweetness in your heart.
Thank you.
If you could travel anywhere in the world, I agree with you 100% on this one. Bora Bora. How about that? And if you don't know Bora Bora, Google it. Trust me.
Exactly.
You will want to go. I promise you that. So, Miss Donna, March is Women in History Month for, it's a national holiday, I guess you could say, or month where we celebrate strong women in history and strong women locally. Here at Local Leaders Podcast, we honor 5 ladies each March as local leaders leading ladies. So, Miss Donna Jennings, on behalf of all of us on Local Leaders the Podcast, we'd like to present you with this plaque in honor of all your contributions you make to your community.
This
every
is beautiful.
day.
I'll treasure this forever. And let me tell you something. It is such an honor because when you sent me an email saying I was, a top 10 and y'all still had, the thing rolling, y'all was still working on it.
Right.
I was honored just to be the top 10.
Yeah.
Because it's not what I've done in the community. It's what we have all done as women in the community. I firmly believe there's no I in team.
That's right.
We got to get together and get it done.
That's right. That's right. Well, we thank you for all your amazing contributions over, a lifetime of, you're only 26, but over those 26 years, you have a lifetime of experience helping your community. And like you say, every day you go to work, it's just a part of life to you and you love every minute of it, right?
I do.
All right.
Thank you for having me. I really am honored because I know so many deserving women in the parish.
Oh, there's tons. But you're definitely on the top of that list and you deserve it. So I want to thank all the viewers and listeners of Local Leaders of Podcast for your shares and likes of the podcast. Please continue to share us on all your social media. The sponsors of the show, for your continued support. I cannot do any of this without all of them. And if you would like to sponsor Local Leaders of the Podcast or be featured on the show, reach out to me at jim@localleadersofpodcast.com. Until next time, I'm Jim Chapman, reminding you, love your community, support local business, and keep leading. Thank you very much.
Jim.
With Lucky Land Slots, you can get lucky just about anywhere.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to... Has anyone seen the bride and groom?
Sorry, we're here. We were getting lucky in the limo and we lost track of time.
No, Lucky Land Casino, with cash prizes that add up quicker than a guest registry.
In that case, I pronounce you lucky.
Play for free at LuckyLandSlots.com. Daily bonuses are waiting. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
The holidays start here at Baker's with a variety of options to celebrate traditions old and new. Whether you're making a traditional roasted turkey or spicy turkey tacos, your go-to shrimp cocktail, or your first Cajun risotto, Baker's has all the freshest ingredients to embrace your traditions. Baker's, fresh for everyone.
We've locked in low prices to help you save big store-wide. Look for the locked in low prices tags and enjoy extra savings throughout the store. Baker's, fresh for everyone.